Don't miss the show.
Hey guys, it's me, Alexa from Alexa Plays Games. I told you I'd be back with another Melodie video, didn't I? I knew I'd gain new insights once I pushed into 700 plus trophies, and that is exactly what happened. Also, I really wanted to see if I could get her mastery pin before the early pass ended, and I ended up getting it with just a few hours to spare. At first, I mostly played a lot of Heist, but I got bored with that because that was essentially taking candy from a baby, okay? Once I reached 750 trophies, I was like, am I getting better at Melodie or just gaining easy trophies? So I hopped into different modes and realized, yeah, I was just gaining easy trophies. I still needed to work on her mechanics to compete in other modes, and that's why I didn't include any of my heist replays in this video, because it was essentially the same thing every time. Get super, super safe, melt safe, GG. So if you want easy trophies and you don't care about mastering her mechanics, just play her in Heist. But I wanted to master her mechanics because she has the makings of a really good objective brawler, which is what I call a brawler whose mechanics make it easier for you to achieve the objective, not just get takedowns. So I went into a bunch of other modes, especially Hot Zone, because as I said in the last video, at the same time, randoms are just so bad in Hot Zone. So you really, like, if you want to push her in Hot Zone, you have to get good at carrying with her, and I'm just not there yet. So I just dove in head first and played a ton of Hot Zone until I could carry, which I usually had to do if I wanted to win because I had no team 90% of the time. Why are randoms so bad at Hot Zone? But anyway, for this video, I picked some standout games from different modes that I think will give you a good idea of her capabilities in modes outside of Heist where she is broken. So let's get into it. Melodians, don't miss the show! The thing about Melodie in passive modes is she needs to hit her shots to get her musical notes going, but more often than not, she's outranged by sharpshooters. So a lot of playing Melodie in passive modes is practicing your jukes and healing up.
Don't make me get Nita!
Brock clearly outranges me here, so when Leon came to me, I was like, 완벽해! 이리 와, Leon! Since his nerf, I knew if I kept my distance, I could use him to feed and then dash at Brock to take him out. Once I got my momentum going, it was easy to help out my teammates and snag takedowns in the process. I found another solution to that problem was having a healer on my team, and honestly, that was when I had the most success. Because once you have those musical notes, you want to dash in and snag a kill, right? But that is so ill-advised if you don't have a lot of HP to work with, which is why I use her health gear and hope I'm matched with a healer.
For real?
See you when you grow up.
So Byron's heals here were so clutch. It wouldn't have been so easy for me to get those takedowns without him, so he definitely deserves some of the star player credit. During this stage of the push, I was able to try Melodie out on gem grab maps that were more open with fewer walls, and while I encountered the same issue of being outranged on these maps too, they were definitely much easier to play Melodie on than Minecart Madness, that's definitely for sure. That map is evil. Plus, it's not the end of the world if you die a few times in gem grab unless you're the gem carrier, so I stand by what I said in my other video. Melodie is best when she's wreaking havoc in gem grab, but it's also incredibly useful that she can dash in, snag a kill, grab the gems, and dash out. Sometimes the gem carriers feed the enemy the gems, or your randoms are just horrible in general, so it's often necessary. But I realized this was the only mode I didn't mind having terrible randoms because I could easily fix all of their mistakes with Melodie.
See when you grow up.
This was also the point where I started experimenting with her other gadget. I'd say this shield is her better gadget, so if you don't have the coins like I do, all my brawlers are maxed out, so I always have coins now. I'd recommend buying the shield gadget, but her other gadget, Perfect Pitch, is so good at dealing with enemies hiding behind walls, so in certain situations it's so useful. I also got a lot of use out of it on hot zone maps with a lot of walls, like Split and Dueling Beetles. Even though her super is hard to maneuver sometimes because of walls, she's a bit like Mortis in that way. Her musical notes can hit enemies hiding behind walls, and with this gadget, it's even easier to hit them, so I figured I should give it a try, and it definitely was incredibly effective here.
I like trees. Mic check. Hana, do, set.
But still, Melodie puts herself at risk a lot when she dashes in for the kill, so I'd still recommend the shield. With the shield, she can take more risks, and that's really where she shines best. As you can see, her shield increases her survivability quite a bit. As long as you go for single targets, she struggles most going up against multiple targets because she's pretty easy to pinch. But I mean, that might be my skill issue, and I might change my mind about that later, but as you're working on her mechanics, definitely try to focus on one enemy at a time. If you do that, you can still get a team wipe. You just have to make sure they're pretty separate and that they can't help each other. Much like other assassins, she counters anyone who can't handle aggression well, so throwers and a lot of low DPS support brawlers. So once you have your musical notes and super, you can really just dash over to them and they can't do much in retaliation.
check. Gonna do this.
I especially loved her on this map, which surprised me because I thought she'd really struggle to get her first super, but that really wasn't the case at all, as long as I used that side sneak attack grass. It's my favorite opening on this map. She easily dominated because this map attracts a lot of brawlers who are countered by assassins like Melodie, and she can dash to the other end of the map in a way that no other assassin can, so that means they really can't hide from her.
See you when you grow up. My check.
Crime does pay.
But yeah, make sure you always try to target one enemy at a time. I kept making the mistake of trying to go in and get a team wipe, and she's not Fang. She really is best if you target one enemy at a time, because it is very easy for them to pinch her or gang up on her if she goes in alone. So if your teammates are dead, wait for them to respawn and then go back in together.
Crime does pay.
You're so corny!
God is mine.
But just like in Knockout, oh my gosh, those heals help her out so much. She really can massacre. So if you have a friend who can play Poco, Byron, or Pam, definitely team up with them. So yeah, I wouldn't have made Star Player without Eddie and Shikbang. That's such a great name. So while the 3 super technique works really well in lower trophies, by this point we were around 800, so everyone, all of our enemies knew what we were up to, so I had to get a bit craftier with how I tried to score with her 3 supers.
Go!
As usual, couldn't have done it without Eddie's carries.
Don't miss the show.
Oh wow, look at you, made it to the end of the video. I hope you like these new tips I picked up while pushing Melodie to Gold 1. She really is such a fun brawler, so I hope you have a great time figuring out her mechanics after you unlock her. If you like this video and want me to do more voiceover videos, definitely let me know in the comments, but for now, play later guys. Mwah!